Hey, Paula. How you doing, love? Doing all right? Same here. It's one of them days, I guess. About all I can figure out. Hey, Beck. Remember, Paula, if you need to talk, you know how to call me. So, something's weighing in on your mind. So, for any of you, feel free to call me anytime you want to. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Beck. You welcome, love.
It was supposed to be an ordinary morning, a quiet, familiar day in a town where neighbors know each other's names and children's laughter fills the streets. Lily, 6, and Jack, 4, were kept home from school with a tiny cough, a minor concern easily overlooked. Yet hours passed and no one noticed their absence. Not a sound, not a single sign that two innocent lives were missing. Something about this day didn't feel right. The usual routines were broken. The house was quiet. What would you do? Could you live with the guilt? Could you face the world knowing precious lives were slipping away under your watch? This is more than a story of missing children. This is a story of heartbreak, of unanswered questions, and of a community desperate for the truth. Every detail matters. Every observation could be a clue. And as we unravel what happened to Lily and Jack, we need your eyes, your thoughts, and your attention. Comment below. What do you think went wrong? Who could have been responsible? And if you care about seeing justice served, if you feel the weight of this tragedy, walks where children's laughter fills backyards and where routines rarely change. Lily, 6, and Jack, 4, were kept home from school that day with a minor cough, a small concern that should have been easily managed. Yet, what should have been a day of simple care and supervision would soon become a chilling story of absence and uncertainty. The house, usually alive with the children's playful energy, was eerily quiet. No footsteps padded along the floors, no squeals of laughter echoed through the rooms. For hours, the children were missing from everyone's notice, a silence that should have raised alarm bells. But the adults in the household, preoccupied, distracted, or perhaps simply negligent, did not immediately realize the children were gone. Outside, neighbors began to whisper. Some glanced through curtains, sensing that something wasn't right. Online forums lit up with concern and suspicion. Those kids were not in school. Why were they allowed out? How could anyone not notice them missing for hours? Something doesn't add up. This isn't normal.
Hey, Patricia.
Every passing hour amplified the tension, the worry, the fear, the unanswered questions. It all built a heavy atmosphere that gripped the neighborhood. Friends and family members recalled small details from previous days, times when supervision was lax, when the children had been left unsupervised for even brief moments, when minor lapses hinted at a larger pattern of inattention. Inside the home, life seemed to continue normally, masking the chaos that had begun. Yet the absence of Lily and Jack cast a shadow that no routine could hide. The questions weighed heavily. Why were the children left alone? Why did no one notice sooner? Was this a tragic oversight or the result of deeper negligence within the household? This morning, which should have been ordinary, became a turning point. It marks the beginning of a story of heartbreak, suspicion, and a desperate search for truth. Every small detail, each unnoticed sound, each delayed reaction, every whispered comment would become critical as the investigation unfolded and as the community sought answers that still remain elusive. As the hours passed and the sun climbed higher, the reality began to settle in. Lily and Jack were truly missing. The shock rippled through the household first. The parents, once unaware, now faced the unbearable truth. How could they not notice the absence of their own children for hours? The questions weren't just whispered by neighbors, they became a gnawing guilt that would haunt anyone in that house. Attention quickly turned toward the household itself. Why were two young children left alone despite being unwell? Why was there a delayed response once their absence was finally discovered? Was this a tragic oversight or the result of deeper negligence? Neighbors and community members began connecting the dots. Online discussions reflected growing suspicion and concern.
If that was even a thing, I don't even like using the word if, but having to. If that were a thing, kept your kid out of school because she had a cough. Would that not make the parent watch and keep an eye on the child more? I know I would. If one of my children were sick, I'd be watching over my children just every few minutes. Everything that they have said and done, hey Alice, is nothing but trash. They're all just as guilty as guilt can be. They even tried to have a news, I forget which one it was, but some newscast there had it sent to me, and they was talking about the weather. Then they'd talk about Jack and Lily, and then they'd talk back about the weather and whatnot. And the I noticed that news anchor, after it was reported that it was not the size or age of Jack, it went back to talking about something else real quick. And then when he come back going to talk about Jack and Lily, you can see his eyes moving side to side where he's trying to read. I don't think that RCMP is going to let this be aired, period, till they get what they want. News people and things like that, they're just getting tail ends of what people say, what little bit their news crews can get out and try to get. Well, it was sent to me, and I checked it out, but there's nothing to do with that. Only ones that knows what went on is them children. Um, Daniel, Malaya, Cody, uh, Logan, Malaya's mom, Cindy, numb nuts, they all know exactly what happened and who did what. Um, hey, Pamela, bless you. Uh, hey, Pamela. I think she's still in the bathroom. I think. Hey, Tanya. So until I see something that is actually from RCMP, hey, Holger, uh, I'll just I'll just change from it because it's gonna be nonsense. Okay. Yeah. Um, I may have. I went through several things today and looked. I may have. I just have to look again and make sure.
Those kids were not in school that day. How could they end up missing? The parents didn't even notice for hours. That's impossible to ignore. Something is very wrong in that household. Even friends and family began to question past incidents, moments when the children were left unsupervised, minor lapses that at the time seemed inconsequential. Each tiny detail now appeared as a warning sign that had gone unnoticed or ignored. The atmosphere in the town shifted.
Oh
People
yeah,
who
yeah,
had once
I did.
assumed safety and routine now felt unease. Whispered conversations at local stores and playgrounds.
The moms, well, uh, Les and Daniel's mom, they it come back inclusive. So they're, which I mean, I know it won't hold up in court, but still, they failed. Um, you would think with them doing this and trying to get away with it, they would only let just a certain person or two to even know anything about it. Maybe maybe when she was in there throwing Jack around and done that to him, yeah, um, you know, maybe when reality hit her, it freaked her out. Yeah. Well, they said that they would let us know a little, but there's a lot that they won't tell either. And I don't blame them, but that ain't gonna stop us because we'll we got other ways of hearing things. Um, I think that's when the worry really set in, and I don't believe that for 1 minute that Lily didn't know what happened. And when they all sit around and try to think of what to do and how to get by with it, what they can get by with, that they slipped up. They told the wrong ones. Already had the wrong ones in their house. Like, grab me a Mountain Dew. Yeah. They all said hey to you. Um, they they're not thinking, which that's in the past now. But when you would really want to do anything to somebody, you don't want nobody to know it. Nobody. But with her blowing up like she did, and all of them being in the house, I bet she come out that bathroom just screaming. Carrying on. Thank you. I think they all got in a frantic and said, well, Lily knows too much. And that did it.
How long have you been on?
17.
Sounds like that done to me.
There's no excuse for these people. None whatsoever. They can't hide behind their drugs. They can't hide behind Malaya saying that she was used and abused as a kid and all this crap. That should just make you not want to hurt another child. So all that talk and everything they've ever said is nothing but a dadgum lie.
Sorry, apparently I can't sit still.
Get back on, Cindy. Catch them in the act. Crime numbers falling back now.
Reflected disbelief and fear. How could this happen here? What were the parents thinking? Was this preventable? The stepfather, Daniel Martell, and the mother became the focus of these questions, not in accusation, but in the ethical search for answers. Could distraction, preoccupation, or even negligence have created the conditions for this tragedy? Each possibility weighed heavily on the minds of those following the case. And now the story is no longer just about missing children. It's about trust, responsibility, and the fragile line between ordinary care and preventable tragedy. Every comment, every observation, every reflection adds a layer to the puzzle. And as you watch this story unfold, think, if this had been your family, would you have acted differently? Would you have noticed sooner? Comment below.
Hey,
what could have been done to prevent this? Who should have been paying closer attention? Your insight may be closer to the truth than you think. As the hours stretched into days, the quiet town was consumed by one question. Where were Lily and Jack? The initial shock had given way to a tense, restless vigilance. Law enforcement arrived, canvassing the neighborhood, knocking on doors, interviewing family, friends, and neighbors. Every detail of the children's last known movements was scrutinized, every minor discrepancy magnified in the search for answers. The focus increasingly fell on the household. Investigators noted the unusual delay before the parents realized the children were missing. Neighbors recounted what they had observed, some moments before, some moments after the disappearance, their recollections adding pieces to the puzzle. The house was so quiet that morning, it felt wrong. I saw the stepfather leave the house early, but the children never seemed to be checked on. It's not just the silence, it's the feeling that something was being ignored. Online discussions swelled with concern and speculation, a mix of fear, anger, and grief. Hours passed and the parents didn't notice. That's terrifying. Something doesn't add up. The children shouldn't have been left alone like that. Why were they even allowed outside at all? Even minor details, doors left unlocked, toys scattered in the yard, or small lapses in supervision became critical threads investigators could not ignore. Patterns of inattention or neglect, while not proven malicious, created cracks through which tragedy could slip. Every observation added weight to the urgency. The town wanted answers, and the authorities were determined to find them. As the investigation unfolded, tension within the community grew. Parents spoke in hushed tones, sharing their own fears and worst-case scenarios. Psychologists and occasional lapses in attention that might have seemed trivial at the time. Each ever be fully understood. And as you watch this story unfold, the weight of responsibility and empathy press in, because Lily and Jack's lives, though missing, are still at the center of every conscience in the community. Weeks into the disappearance, every detail.
If you have anything, come as fast as possible and get it to any detachment or any police service that you have available to get to talk to. And Jack just absolutely loves bugs, dinosaurs, anything like that. Okay.
A pink blanket found in the woods.
See, just hearing him speak. It's just like something running through my veins, you know? He hated them children because they were not his.
If you have anything, come as fast as possible and get it to any detachment or any police service that you have available to get to talk to. And Jack just absolutely loves bugs, dinosaurs, anything like that. Okay.
A pink blanket found in the woods, a car waiting on a quiet road, and 2 children who vanished into thin air. This is the mystery that Nova Scotia cannot forget. But before we continue, subscribe. We've crossed 300 supporters and now we're pushing toward 500, then 100. At around 10 a.m. on the morning of May 2nd, 2025, a terrifying report reached the police from a small village called Lansdowne Station in Nova Scotia. The village, usually known for its quiet rural life where most residents recognize one another, suddenly became the center of a chilling mystery. 6-year-old Lily Sullivan, a bright and lively little girl full of innocence, and her 4-year-old brother Jack Sullivan, who was always seen holding his sister's hand, had suddenly gone missing. This was the moment when an ordinary morning transformed into a day filled with fear, confusion, and uncertainty. Their mother, Malihia Brooks Murray, in a state of panic and visible distress, phoned the police. She told them she believed her children. Jack trails close by his mother. The family appears calm, almost ordinary, as if it were just another routine outing to the store. Yet no one present in that moment could have imagined that this brief recording would become so critical. That simple piece of surveillance footage, showing the children alive and together with their parents, would later stand as the final confirmed sighting of Lily and Jack Sullivan. After this, there are no verified accounts, no clear traces, only unanswered questions about where the children went once they left.
There's none that he's talking about either. Can't show me one picture with that current date on it. Yeah.
That store. Only 2 days later, the second piece of the same blanket was recovered, this time from inside a garbage bag at the end of the family's driveway. Police examined both pieces and declared that they were part of one single blanket. But the question remains, how did the blanket first end up in the woods, and then later appear in the trash near the home? This unsettling discovery raised more suspicion than answers, deepening the mystery surrounding Lily and Jack's disappearance. Police obtained permission from the court to access the videos from the toll plaza of Nova Scotia's highway, the Cobequid Pass. This was not just a routine request. The Cobequid Pass is a key highway, a heavily monitored route that connects Nova Scotia to the rest of the Maritimes. Surveillance cameras are always recording vehicles that enter and leave the province. By requesting these videos, investigators were following a critical lead, the suspicion that someone might have placed the children inside a car and taken them out of the province. The suspicion was simple yet terrifying. If Lily and Jack had been transported by vehicle, then there was a chance that the toll plaza cameras might have captured the car, the driver, or even the exact time of the crossing. Police knew that a single frame of footage could change the entire direction of the investigation. The decision to review those tapes meant the RCMP were no longer only considering the theory that the children had wandered off. They were now actively investigating the possibility of an abduction. At the same time, while this search of toll plaza footage was underway, the mother herself gave police a statement that deepened the mystery even further. She told the investigators that she believed the children's biological father might have taken them. According to her, there was a possibility that he had come, picked them up, and taken them to New Brunswick. This claim by the mother, Malihia Brooks Murray, immediately raised new questions. If true, it meant the case was no longer about lost children but about custody, secrecy, and a hidden plan. Police could not ignore such a statement, especially coming from the mother of the missing children. They had to verify whether the...
That's called divertment. Just to prolong time. They knew it, just like he knew it. That's all that's about.
father had been involved. But when investigators reached out to the biological father, Cody Sullivan, his account was entirely different. He told police very clearly that he had not seen the children, nor their mother, for the last 3 years. He had...
That's a daggone lie, because they done said that they had him over for Easter Sunday. So that was a lie.
Been completely out of their lives. He stated that he had remained at his home on May 2nd, the very day the children vanished, and that he had gone nowhere. Cody Sullivan further explained that he had not had any form of contact with Malihia for years. The suggestion that he said that the children were walking toward a woman. Not just it is not the silence of peace, but the silence of uncertainty.
That the children were walking on the road toward a blonde-headed woman. If y'all remember that clip where they got out the car and the grandma picked her up, and first thing come out of her mouth is, "I'm hungry." Y'all remember that little clip? It's been a little bit back, but it was like when somebody pulled up with the kids, Lily run and jumped in Granny's arms and, "Hey, Christy." And yeah, first thing she said is, "I'm hungry." That was the only footage that they had of. I wish I could find that clip. I'd show it. You remember it? That's the only clip that is surfaced the net while Jack and Lily was alive. They tried to use it to make it look like, even, they tried to use it to make it look like, even, to make it look like, 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 up to the point of missing that they were, still there and everything's okay. But that is not uh even nowhere near the time when this took place. Um, and see when they started, and this ain't been but just a few days ago, they wanted to start talking about that. That's the clip that they show. And they were with Malaya and got out. And first thing she said is, "I'm hungry." She didn't even have time to say, "I love you, Granny," anything. "I'm hungry." Now, I don't remember if that was, it might, I don't remember if that was Jack's mama or Malaya's mama, but it might have been Jack's mama. I mean, Daniel's mama. But anyway, after that, the video cut. Um, and I noticed Jack sitting in the back seat trying to get out. And they kept the camera where it would barely catch him in the footage. And I guarantee I know why. So they found that old clip, and that's what they'd put up. So even that is staged. Yeah, I forget. I forget what it was titled. Um, but they're still trying to blow this thing up, and the only ones that's actually doing the most right now is the ones that are not speaking, and that is RCMP. The less they tell, the more you can figure out. And they've said it 1,000 times through this whole case. Silence speaks for itself. I'm telling you, uh, when this thing hits, it's going to be bad. Yeah, that's the thing. They need to go ahead and do another update. Um, I just don't. I, I don't know why Lily is not wanting to say where. I mean, she did good that one day, but she said it was something like a barrel, or not a barrel, but uh, something. I forget now what it was. Well, just like uh, CPS said it didn't look like that the baby was getting fed better than the other children were. They said that themselves. So yeah, uh, there's a tank. Said it was like a tank or something. Yeah. Uh, uh, I have no idea what that could be. I know I seen that old bridge, and it was probably maybe 75 feet from the bridge. Uh, I, I don't know. Um, could be something similar. Could have been the uh, uh, my mind's going blank, guys. The I hate that when that medicine ain't working. They got it. Um, that whale. Um, so there's a whale on one of them old properties over there, and in that paperwork that we wrote down, it did say couldn't swim. Um, a lot of people back in the day, they would have things like that sitting like at a corner of a home to catch rainwater. Hey, Lynn, how you doing, love? Um, the air clear tote, yeah. Uh, I just, I don't know, but I don't know why she's not saying it. I'm here to, uh, yeah, it's a regular session. Yeah, that's true too. Uh, this one, this one here. Now I don't know since it's from that agent feller. I don't know if this is going to mean anything at all, or if it's going to have anything worth even listening to. Um, but they could, you know, Daniel's a snake in the grass. You know, he just is. I believe he was jealous of the kids, jealous of everything, and just tried to take control and make her walk around like a dog on a leash. You know, yeah. Um, it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't give them something from time to time. I watched one of them interrogation shows here a while back. It was a woman, she had been married about 4 times. presently, but every one of them died with unnatural causes, and come find out to keep them weak and sickly and whatnot. She was putting antifreeze in his uh, food and drink. And come find out that's what she did to all her husbands. And she would have a big old, humongous uh, insurance claim on them. And it caught up to her. Um, yeah, yeah, because it's near about almost untraceable. If it's a very little bit that you do at a time. Um, mhm. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't surprise me a bit if he didn't. Because Rose plainly said they look sickly. And that's way more than a little cough. Hmm. Yeah. Well, as what I'm saying, I think that a little alone could be putting something like that in their food or in their drinks. Yeah. And keep them so weak, and out of it. When it did come to, the only thing they'd be doing is starving to death and screaming and hollering, wanting something to eat. And every time that, well, you heard every time they wet themselves, they'd pull their britches off and make them stand outside and stuff. And Jack said, right off the top, said that he was choked and whipped. Uh, yeah, black widow type. You got it. Yeah. Uh, yeah, yeah, that would be a shame. Yeah, no, they're all innocent. That's for sure. Um, no, we didn't. No, we didn't.
A quiet town in Nova Scotia is now a place of fear, whispers, and unanswered questions. 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and her 4-year-old brother Jack vanished without a trace, and the world has been left asking, where are they? Who knows more than they're saying, and what secrets have been hidden in plain sight, just waiting to be uncovered? I'm Agent Tim, and my team and I are committed to bringing you the truth. No rumors, no speculation, only the facts as we dig deeper, piece by piece, into this heartbreaking mystery. Tonight, we bring you chilling new information, witness sightings, subtle but haunting clues, and developments that could change everything we thought we knew about this case. Each revelation paints a darker, more haunting picture, and every detail brings us closer to the truth. We need you with us on this journey. Comment below where you're watching from, share your thoughts, and let us know what you believe really happened. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers so we can continue delivering real-time updates, exclusive insights, and ongoing coverage of the story that has gripped a nation. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay tuned, because every second counts, every clue matters, and your engagement keeps this investigation alive. This is not just a story, it's a mission to uncover what really happened to Lily and Jack Sullivan. Don't look away. Watch closely, listen carefully, and follow us as we unravel the mystery step by step, bringing you closer to the truth that so many are desperate to know. In the quiet, snow-kissed streets of Lansdowne, makes your hands shake. It makes you whisper a silent prayer that your child is safe. Finally, bring us closer to answers. As you watch, imagine yourself in their shoes. Imagine the terror of being lost, the confusion, the longing for. It wasn't just for the children, it was the helplessness, the dread, the endless hours of imagining what they were. Remains committed, following every lead, no matter how small, in the hope of bringing Lily and Jack home. As the days stretch on, the mystery of Lily and Jack Sullivan deepens. The RCMP has examined every angle, yet each answer seems to lead to more questions. Who could have taken them? Was it someone known, someone trusted, or a stranger lurking in the shadows? The pink blanket, the fleeting figure in the woods, and the tan sedan, each.
Lily loves girly things, but she also loves doing everything with Jack, Bugs. They're like best friends. I just love them. The holding out hope. I don't know why they didn't find anything from Jack's.
Shut up.
Here has been pulled apart, examined, and reassembled for one purpose only: justice. We're here to strip away the layers, one neighbors as controlling, secretive, and the locals, friends, neighbors, some of whom spoke warmly on camera, but in families, friendships, entire community.
They're trying their best to make this thing be just a big up, blow up.
Any police service they have available to get to talk to.
Hey, Spooky Vibes, how are you?
Love Bugs, dinosaurs, anything
Like
like
my
that.
content? Give me a subscribe. Tell some people.
Loves girly.
Evil doesn't always come with noise. It doesn't always leave a mark or slam a door shut. Sometimes it creeps in quietly, through locked doors, unlabeled bottles, and silences that scream louder than words. This isn't just a story of two missing kids.
Oh, yeah.
It's a story about what might have seeped into their bodies,
Been a
the
minute.
air they breathed, the things they touched, and the space they called home. A house that still smelled like bleach long after the cleaning was done. A boy who nodded off in class. A little girl forgetting words she once used with ease. And at the center of it, Daniel Martel. The man who was supposed to protect them. Some think he simply failed. Others believe he did far worse. That the harm didn't begin the day the headlines broke, but long before, when the home itself began turning toxic. Before we go deeper, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you believe in uncovering the truth. Thanks to your support, we've crossed 3,000 subscribers, and we're pushing for 4,000, then 5,000, and eventually 10,000.
Well, I've had to create a new Facebook account, and it's got this logo on it up here, and it don't have like 800 or 900 friends on it like that other one did. Yeah. So you might want to look for that one, and then send it to me that way. Be nice to go and do something. I'd like to go down there and do that. South Pittsburgh Hospital. That would be very, very nice to
do. Drop your fingerprint on that subscribe button. The day justice is served, you'll be part of why. Now back to the story. In one corner of the house sat a forgotten toy. A blurred snapshot from a family barbecue. A black eye on a boy whose pain no one could explain. From the outside, the Sullivan home seemed ordinary. But inside, things didn't add up. Teachers noticed Jack growing sluggish, withdrawn. Neighbors mentioned odd, chemical odors, too sweet, too sharp. Some assumed it was emotional abuse. But what if it wasn't? What if the true danger was invisible, odorless, scientific? What if Jack and Lily weren't just neglected, they were being slowly poisoned? Jack's decline came in whispers at first. He showed up to class sleepy, blinking slowly, placing his head on the desk without reason. Not tired, just dulled. Once, he recoiled at the sound of a toy dropping, like it echoed something he knew too well. Then came the random fevers. Vomiting. Confusion. At a birthday party, someone saw him staring blankly as the others sang. A photo was taken, zoomed in, a bruise was visible under his eye. No one knew where it came from. No visit to a doctor. No report. Just signs. And silence. People started noticing things. Neighbors smelled chemicals late at night. One saw Daniel Martel pacing outside, visibly agitated. A visitor at a party saw unlabeled pill bottles by the microwave, left in plain sight. Jack wandered into the room during that visit. His eyes looked distant, disconnected. A relative hinted that Daniel was using drugs, possibly self-medicating. But with what? No one knew. Some suspected opioids, crushed
That clip where ignorant nuts was talking to Logan and kept saying, that she knows he's making drugs, doing drugs, selling drugs. That when I had to take a polygraph, it scared me for the 4 or 5 that I've killed. And then he says they should have did the same thing, or let Meadow stay, and they could have done the same thing to her. Okay. That was probably their first insight on saying, we've done this now. Now this is what we need to do with her. And she easily talked Logan into helping go hide Jack's body. Hey, Mary Jean. So how easy would it have been for them to give her something, lay her down on the bed, and put a pillow over her face? You know what I mean? Or take her somewhere while she's weak and put her in some kind of water somewhere. I don't know.
pills and juice, or prescriptions that weren't his. No one asked. No one checked. The children's behavior became strange. Sleepy in the daytime, hyper at night. A teacher described it bluntly: they acted like they were crashing from something. When authorities finally entered the house, they noticed lingering chemical smells, residues on counters, and secret compartments in the garage. But Jack and Lily were already gone. And with them, maybe every piece of evidence about what they were exposed to. To understand what really happened, you have to understand Daniel Martel. On paper, he was just a stepfather, a local contractor. Sometimes friendly, often cold. But behind closed doors, he was intense, private, guarded. His finances were messy. One contractor said he looked worn down, paranoid. There was an argument with a neighbor, heated, aggressive. Police weren't called, but the encounter left a shadow. Then came the rumors. Late-night pharmacy runs, pills not prescribed to him, and access to everything inside the house. If Jack was ever drugged, accidentally or not, Daniel would have had complete control.
Yeah.
But no toxicology reports were ever filed. No testing. Documents, a bottle of lavender oil. Maybe she was fleeing escalating abuse. Maybe she finally saw something in Jack's behavior. 12 days later, Melia's phone had pinged near an abandoned trailer close by. Police never searched it. Weeks later, volunteers found charred, child-sized clothes in a fire pit. A zipper tag read, Sully. DNA was inconclusive. That lead vanished too. But the question remains. Why did every clue vanish or go uninvestigated? Was it carelessness, or something deliberate? Daniel Martel didn't disappear. He just became quiet and strategic. He stopped talking to press, skipped community searches. He was never...
You reckon? Thank you, love.
So this is. What do you think about it?
Awesome.
Please what? Because
Love you too, honey. Who was the child?
Okay.
Who?
So that's
Who was that child?
he has.
Okay, it's actually bookshops. Yeah.
Awesome. Jack and Lily Sullivan. Jack and Lily Sullivan. You're Jack? Okay. Jack, can you was what? You covered up. Yeah, they Jack. You said you was what? Jack, you said you were what? Jack, you said, I'm Jack. I was, what was you going to say? Hey, Jack, can you tell me about your sister Lily? Yes, bless you. Jack, can you tell me? Can you tell me about your sister Lily? Jack, stay focused. Talk to me. Can you tell me some things about Lily? Let Jack speak. Yep, go ahead. Tell me about your sister Lily. Jack, this is JD. I'd like to find out where your sister is. I understand that. Let him speak. Jack. Jack, can you tell me some about Lily? Wait. Jack, stay focused. Can you tell me about Lily? I know both words. Wait. Jack? Hear me, Jack. Jack Sullivan. Hear me. Can you tell me where your sister is, Lily? Jack? Can you tell me where your sister Lily is? Wait. Let Jack speak. Jack knows he killed her. Who?
Dad.
Are you talking about Daniel? Jack, are you talking about Daniel? Do you know where Lily is? I understand once in the shed, yes. I understand once in the closet, yes. But where is Lily now? That's what they said last night. Bert. Uh, Judy says, hello, love and spirits. Mimi says, love you, Summer. Near the hill. Hugs and hearts from Judy to Summer. I can hear you are very safe here, yes. And then Daniel and then Jack, yes. Hey, Johnny. Okay. Kathy says, love you, Summer. Yeah, I agree. You need to be found. Can you tell me where you think you are, Lily? Lily? Wait. Lily? We need to know where you are, love. We've heard shed, we've heard closet. Lily, you need to be found, love. Try to help us. Yeah, try to help. Try to help us help you. Catch says, love you, Jack and Lily. Yeah, talk loud. You don't know where. That's where someone would find me. Water kills. Cord? Are you saying cord? And is that why you keep saying neck? Strangle. To death. Yeah. And you said cord? Lily Sullivan, or anybody that can lay eyes on Lily. If you guys can see anything around her, tell what it is. Or cord. I believe I heard cord. Okay. Lily, if you can see anything around you, can you tell me what you see? Families of lovely Lily and Jack with hearts and bunnies and planes. Lily, did you just say with Jack? Is that what our CMP is holding back on? A bruised up stomach. No. Lily. It would really, really help if you could. I know it's Lily. But Lily, if you could tell us anything, the shed. A dead person where? Lily, are you there near your home? Lily, are you under anything? What, love? Mimi's on some. Lily, can you see your home from where you are now? Lily, hear me, love. Can you see your home? Can you see your home from where you are? No. Wait a minute. You said didn't do that with Jack, but used a pillow. And you said cord, strangled, bruised stomach. Lily, did you say that you were on a hill? Yeah. No, no, it's not really helping. Where she fought. Lily, were you hit in the stomach? Lily. Okay. Were you hit? Did they use? Wait. Did they use something to hit you in the stomach with? Lily. A hammer on the head. And you said a pole? And a hammer on the head.
Skin color?
Well, today got Okay, I'm Jack. Everybody could plainly hear that. I was, yep, both beaten. Jack knows he killed her. Yep. I need to be found. Strangled, cord, bruised up stomach. Did clarify, said on heel. Yeah, a hammer on head and some sort of a pole or something. On that paperwork, it says that they were hit in the head with something. And I guess Lily thought it was a flashlight, I think that's what it said. Um, it's it's crazy. Lily, Lily, Lily Sullivan. Are you? Yes, you're an angel. Are you near a bridge? Lily Sullivan. Hear me. Are you near a bridge? Pulled where? Pulled where, Lily? Sister was trying to keep what? Was she trying to keep them from abusing Jack so much? Lily? Lily, were you trying to help? Lily? Was in the back when she hit her. It could, Mary Jane. Probably before, Tanya. They probably uh, hit her and then strangled. Um, I mean, and we can't sit here and make this stuff up. You know, I think now this is my opinion. I don't know where if it's right or wrong, but I don't give a damn if they were in the internet or not. If these children tell me something, I'm going to believe it. And trust me, I've done a lot before we started in with internet stuff. This here, I mean, this kind of stuff you can't just, just make up. I think a lot of people are in some kind of fantasy land or are swimming around in the river in Egypt, denial. I don't know. Um, but there's no way that we can get this kind of info and then people try to say we're putting out the wrong or false claims. Well, again, if people would shut up, open your ears, listen to these children, you'd probably have a good chance of finding them. But there's no way under the sun that we did not hear her say that she don't know where she's at. You know, yeah, I mean, they will. They already trying to pull up charges for the parents. Um, obstruction of justice, something other, and whatever it was we heard the other night. Um, obstruction, withholding evidence, um, some other stuff. Uh, so again, I'm gonna repeat that again. People can't come here and say that we're putting words in a spirit's mouth. It don't work like that. We can't tell a spirit what to do. They'll turn from you real quick. You can't make a spirit do any daggum thing. You can ask a question. You're lucky if you get an answer. And I've been doing little things like this since I was 7 years of age. And I believe I know when a spirit is telling me something correctly and when one's not. That's just like the difference between me picking up someone's energy that's still alive and dead energy. And for a good example, Paula. I can pick her energy up easy because I've did it before. So all the time I can do it. More you do with someone, better it gets. The other day, Jack wasn't speaking so much, but Lily was. But Lily didn't want to say, or I guess the reason she didn't say where she was because she don't know. And that's the honest answer from a 6-year-old child. I don't know. Yeah. So for this here, okay, I'm Jack, which anybody hears the low high king voice knows it. I was, yep, both beaten. Jack knows he killed her. Yeah, I need to be found, strangled, cord, bruised up stomach, on heel. Yeah, a hammer on the head. Now, you guys ain't coming in here somehow or another and going into the spirit box and feeding out info to me. And I'm too big to go get in it. So I'm just planting the obvious here. When I say we can find out more from the deceased and quicker than we can from the living, is true. They, yeah, I think so. I think she had to whisper. I think they had to walk on eggshells around there. She just she just does not know where she's at. You know, she says she can't see her home from where she's at. No, children don't have no reason to lie. Matter of fact, and I can prove it. You can go back and watch. The only other spirit that I ever had to correct in a long time was uh, uh, Dylan Rounds, and that was because he didn't want nobody to get in trouble with it. He just wanted to claim that he did it to himself, and I know better. And then that's when he started coming out with the names and who did what and where he got hit, shot and everything. Um, but I got on his case too, and that's when he started telling me the truth. But he's no child. We can't make this stuff up. You know, I mean, if this is not in detail, what is? I need to be found, strangled by a cord, bruised up stomach. Now, I don't know if she's talking about her being a bruised up stomach or talking about Jack being a bruised up stomach. I don't know. But hammer on the head, that right there would be enough to knock one out easy and, put in a shallow grave or something, or then put no, because she plainly said then used a pillow. Yeah, she said, yeah, she said then a pillow. So I guarantee you that's what she's talking about them two being in that bed and both with pillows. And the other day she said, laid me on a pillow like I was asleep. And if they hit her on the head with something, with a hammer or something, and kind of jogged her out a little bit, laid her on the bed, put a pillow over her face. That's it. That was the end of it. The, you know, how much more do people need before they start listening to children? There ain't no humbler person on the face of this earth as of today than a child. And that's why they were burning the stuff and clothing out in the backyard. That's right. And burning toys. If nothing went wrong and the kids was fine, why didn't they want to leave them toys for Meadow? You know what I'm saying? That, every one of them are guilty. Yes, they all need to be behind bars. And the mom, I mean the grannies, they're not getting off the hook neither. Like I said, they're already talking about charges, obstruction and withholding evidence. Um, you know, they're going to either get a big fine or they're going to have to do a little bit of time too. Nothing like the rest of the guys, but still some. And two, talking about blood, it said in that paper, said uh, too much blood or something other when they started talking about Lily. And with a blunt trauma to the head, there's two things usually happen. You either start bleeding out your ear, your mouth, or sometimes the white in your eyes will turn a dark yellow look color, and you'll clam up kindly and turn grayish looking because you're getting like your brain can't function to get to tell your lungs to breathe. And if you do that and you're in that situation, I guarantee you can watch. Now they're hard to watch, but if you watched someone hang themselves, the very first thing that happens is their faces turn purple and around their lips turn blue. And Rose plainly said they both look very sickly and have changed colors. Lips blue. So I think whenever they got done with, or when she got done doing that to Jack, then they didn't know anything else to do with Lily because she know too much. So I guarantee you they caught her with her back turned to them, hit her with something, took her in there, put a pillow over her face, and that was that. Took everything out, burned it. And why? This was the stupidest thing I ever heard of. Took uh, his clothes off, put them in a dryer to get a smell off of them. What the heck? What the heck is that about?
Don't make sense.
But then said that she took the clothes and burned them.
Uh.
I would have saved on my electric bill. Why don't you just go out and burn stuff? See, they're they're telling things so people will be convinced that they're just crazy, that they ain't, they're not in their right minds. And of course they're not. But that's no excuse for what you're doing to these kids. Yes, they should, but they won't. They'll get a lighter charge. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. You know, it takes some sick people, and I mean some sick people, to do this crap. But like I said, they are things that uh, RCMP has told, and there's things that they will not tell out to the public until they're all taken to court. Um, Now, they won't all be tried at the same time. They'll set dates for each one, I'm sure. And it's going to be a slow go thing. You know, like watching a TV program, you know, a series, and the go dog can't watch the other part of it till next week, you know, kind of like. So, this is just sickening. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here and go stretch out a little bit. Hey, Carol, cause that tail end, love. uh, Thank you for being here. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna go rest a little while and ease off if I can. Uh, I'll try to come back sometime tonight if I can. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love every one of you.